Hey guys, and welcome back to the Bikini Body Podcast. I'm your host, Allegra Paris.
And I'm your co-host, Dalton Evans.
Let's do a quick intro still, just so everyone knows who we are since we're new here. I am a virtual personal trainer and nutrition coach. I have a background in stretch therapy, and I'm getting my prenatal, postpartum, also training certification. Very excited about that. And I do a little fitness and swimsuit modeling.
And I am in digital marketing. I specialize in architecture, real estate, interior design, but also dabble in a little bit of fitness, some dance education. Yeah.
And just being fabulous.
Yeah.
I got a text last night. Dalton was out with my girlfriends and they texted me and said, all the guys love Dalton. And every time we go out, everyone's obsessed with Dalton and his outfits. But can we blame him? We can't. Look at this shirt.
Yeah.
Love. Okay. We need to get right into what we're discussing today. 2 topics. The first one is one that I get from most of my clients who are women. Particularly, they ask me how to grow your glutes without growing your quads. So we're going to discuss a fitness related topic. The second topic is, what do we say?
It's how to eat if you're in an office setting, if you're working from home, how to start prepping, meal planning, and just to get your diet in check.
Yeah, like diet around your work life.
Yes.
So office versus at home.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go into topic number 1.
How to grow your glutes without growing your quads. How do you grow the booty? The number one question everybody wants to know, how do you grow it?
Well, it's also an interesting topic. We can first talk about that because I've posted before on TikTok about it, and I've had some people be like, why don't you want to grow your quads? Like, what's wrong? And I'm like, okay, like, let's move all the hate aside. Do you know what I'm saying? And like the tabooness around that. And first, let's be like, it's okay for some people to want to keep like a lean leg with a bigger booty. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, there's like a culture, I think, around it where people are like, what's wrong with the bigger legs? And there's nothing wrong with it. We're not saying there's anything wrong with it. I just want to address.
Focus on the glutes.
I know I want to address what everyone keeps asking about. No, I'm on. Okay. So there's 3 different parts. The first one is the type of weights. Free weights. I always say, first, we need to go heavy, guys. So if we are growing any muscle group, we're going to strength train it, which means we need to go heavy. And I always love to use free weights because I think they're the most challenging and they really, really target the area you're training. Sometimes with like a Smith machine, there's just a lot of assistance there and I don't love them. And then with a free, with a barbell, sometimes it can be uneven. It can be a little bit harder to hold on your back. Well,
I hate a barbell.
So what's your opinion on Smith machine? Do you like it?
I personally love a Smith machine. That's actually how I learned to start activating my glutes, because I could go lighter, but I also felt a little bit safer with the machine. Like I felt like I was supported. And I took that learning, like personal learning, into using free weights and being able to use a barbell without that security from the machine.
Okay, so it's kind of almost like
it's like a learning tool. Like it was like a learning tool for me.
No, that's good. Well, and we can talk about too the difference with the low and the high squats. That's the next part. So guys, I always definitely recommend free weights to really target the glutes. You want to get heavy. We can talk about the weight amount quickly. It's going to depend like where you are in your training, but like I can lift like a 75-pound dumbbell low and I really see my glutes grow. But we'll get to like why I don't try not to get my quads to grow. But the point being, you can get really heavy with your free weight. You can hold a single free weight. You can hold 2, but you want to go heavy. So then the second thing is that I typically tell people to do low squatting, everything low. What that means is you're holding the weights low. So they're not racked up on your shoulders and they're not up on your chest. They're low.
Why?
So, well, this is kind of interesting, and I think maybe it will be a little different for men and women. I find when I rack anything up or do my squats up high, it's going to go more into my quads because I'm leaning a little bit forward more just because I'm holding the weight forward. So I'm like falling forward, and the whole goal with trying to get it just in your glutes is sitting back, like in your heels. Like
toes up.
Yeah. Like I always say, someone's holding your waist and like pulling it back.
Yeah.
So I find when I'm loading up high, I fall forward a little bit. I also just feel like when I'm stacking everything up high, sometimes it makes me feel like I'm kind of building my upper body a little bit, and I don't want to do that. Now, men are different. So if you're trying to build upper body in general, you might do a high squat. So I'm kind of particularly talking about women or people that are trying to keep like quads and upper body a little bit leaner. all personal preference. So holding the weight low between your legs when you do your squat is kind of what I'm referring to with doing these lower squats. Also low lateral split squats we'll get into, low deadlifts, like everything is held low. And I feel like it kind of keeps my upper body lean and helps me keep my weight in the back half of my body. So you want to keep your weight in your posterior chain, back half of your body to work the back half of your body.
You know what I always see on Instagram is where people are doing their squats, but they're putting a little bit of elevation in their heels to go a little bit lower.
Yeah. Okay.
Is this a thing? Is this work? Like,
I think sometimes, well, definitely with social media, everyone's so focused on trying to be different that they're like, look, let's show 6,000 variations of one thing.
yes.
But I saw like a very real post and it was like what trainers' routines actually look like. And it's just the same, like 6 movements every few days, increasing our weight. But point being, like, there's a lot of ways to get unique with your squatting. So sometimes I will have my clients put their toes or the balls of their feet on plates. Then they're forced to like...
Oh, then it's the opposite. They're forced to move back.
It's so confusing. I should have you like stand up and try both. You're going to just feel like a variation in the movement. And as long as you are still sitting back, you are just going to feel it in the right place.
Yeah.
Like, I guess you do. Some people think they feel more in the glutes with the one part elevated. Some people feel with the other. It's very
personal.
Because if your heels are elevated, you can also still force yourself to sit back more. It's kind of like, just don't focus on that part is what I would say. Is like,
yeah.
First, just make sure you're getting down your like core movements, which are going to be like a straight leg deadlift or a Romanian deadlift, a sumo squat, a regular squat, and then these lateral split squats. That's what we were going to get to next, the lateral movements.
Side to side.
Yes. So the secret sauce, I always call it, is anything lateral. So if I want to work my glutes and try to take it out of my quads, I'm going to stand wide with my toes forward. I'm going to do a lateral split squat or a lateral lunge. So by that, I mean side lunge, side split squat.
Lateral side.
So everything's side. Because what that's going to do is now I'm going to sit into the side of my body, put my weight in my heels, and I'm going to get it all in my glutes and pull it out of my quads and get it into like my medial glutes. I really wish I could like get up and just demo.
What's it saying? Like the booty from the front, like the view, like
yes.
the side movements.
Okay. Yes. Is there a phrase? But I don't.
There's
even,
like, yeah.
Like, okay. Like, I feel like that's a very interesting way to describe it because growing up, I was very insecure that I had no curves and everyone was like starting to mature. And I'm like literally like a little, like, I looked like a little boy until I was like 16. Because, yeah, so I had like no shapes from the front, but I'm like, you know what? I'm going to start weight training and like building the booty and like shaping myself because like at least when I turned to the side, I built kind of like the shape and the silhouette for myself through weight training.
Like a cardboard box.
Yeah, I'm like, I kind of don't mind now. I'm like, you know, I don't mind that I'm like pretty just like straight down from the front, but if I turn and pop my hip, boop, boop. People are like, hey, can you help me pose? I'm like, yep, twist the hip.
Yep. Leg out.
One leg out. We got it. Okay, so the 3 major points, guys, for growing your glutes without growing your quads would be heavy free weights or the Smith machine, you like it, or both. The second thing was low squatting, so everything's done in like a low form rather than a pie or a goblet. And then the third is really incorporating lateral movements. So lateral split squats, side lunges or lateral lunges. And then, I mean, the last thing would really be doing like some toning as well and some activation for the glutes.
The bands.
So
you got me into bands.
Boom.
I love like using bands with free weights, like dumbbells. So that's where you like taught me, where it's like do your heavy weights, do your movements with your dumbbells, and then put your band on, and then start to just tone, start to like do those movements to really tighten tone.
What do you feel like the band? Okay, in terms of feeling,
sometimes
your
it's harder
glutes,
than the weights.
Crazy. Do you feel like when you do your band, so you'll throw the band on between heavy lift and do like a fire hydrant, for example, or kickback? Do you feel your glutes more after that?
100%. They're definitely more activated.
Yes.
Yeah.
And for a lot of people that have glute activation problems, you need that band. You need the band.
And I feel like I sit unfortunately a lot like for my work, but I feel like a lot of the time you're really where people are having struggles to be able to activate the glutes is if you're sitting a lot, like if you're in an office job. So I feel like the band for me personally helped to be able to feel the muscle more so that when you are using weights, you're able to have like mind-body connection.
Huge. It's huge. If you don't think about the muscle group that you're training, it's not going to be as efficient.
Yeah.
So weird. But
you really have to think about it. You have to, mind-body connections, everything. You have to really feel and think about the muscle that you're working.
Right. Right, you have to. I think for setting up the actual workout, I have a lot of stuff, guys, on my Instagram at Allegra Paris and my TikTok at Allegra Paris, where you can really learn like, well, how am I going to set up these movements? So, because I can't really just get up and show us right now. But like we've been saying, get
That'll
those
be
free
another
weights.
episode.
All of a sudden, you're like in the back, like demoing. Oh my God. Okay. All right. So in a nutshell, it's like get the heavy weight going, holding it low, lateral movements, throwing the band in here and there. I mean, we could go on and on, but I feel like that's good
Those
for
are
now.
The core 4.
Yeah. Ooh, the core 4. I feel like it's more like the core like 10.
Yeah.
It's a lot. What else for booty? I feel like that's really...
What are your thoughts on machines? So like if I'm going to a gym, I'm a little bit nervous about like using the weights or jumping over to the weight rack or the Smith machine. What about the machines that are lining the floors of the gym? What are your thoughts there?
It's funny because I had to switch my business to virtual personal training. I completely omitted machines because it just took too much time to get the client to like get on it and adjust it. I don't think they are necessary at all. I love the free weights. I think they're harder, like we talked about. But if you're saying if someone's a beginner and maybe like they just need to make sure their form is good, they could use machines. A lot of them though work your quads.
Yes.
Like I think a leg press and a whatever curl. I don't know. A lot of them I'm just kind of like meh.
Yeah.
Meh. Like if you don't have to use machines, I kind of just say don't. I literally think free weights are harder. I've had clients, mostly my male clients actually, that will say, oh, I go to the gym all the time. I use machines. I go, okay, we're going to use just free weights today. And they're like, this movement is way harder.
Yeah.
Because your whole body is holding it.
Again, it's like security for you. Like the Smith machine where it's almost like a crutch.
But like you are still going to get a great workout. But I know it's like it holds the bar for you.
Yes.
So I know you're right. Some people
It's a crutch.
some people hate it. It still is personal preference. It's just, I don't know. Like I guess I'm not for the machines necessarily, unless the one machine everyone needs in their life because it's so hard to train with free weights is the adductor machine.
Is that
where you sit
inside of your inside of your
legs,
thighs? Yeah.
So you sit down and you press the thing together and then it's working your inner leg.
Oh my God. I hadn't done that in so long. And we were in Rio for New Year's. And I remember the hotel had this gym and I had that and I could not walk the next day.
Yes.
It hurt so bad.
Yes.
But it's necessary because then it's like, okay, it's sore because we don't really ever work it. So it's kind of nice sometimes to get all the variation.
And it makes me nervous because I'm like, we don't want to forget a complete muscle group without these, So there is some ways to like lay on your side and put a dumbbell on the inner leg and then raise it up and down. But like if you see that machine, just like go sit on it. Even if you're not in workout clothes, just get some adductor pulses in and go. Just make sure you're all good.
You're in your look from brunch, like on the adductor machine.
Like really quick.
Yep.
Yes. Okay. I'm trying to think of what else. I mean, really quick, we'll just touch on maybe the protein element. So obviously, guys, when you are trying to grow, not tone, but grow a muscle group, you need to eat the adequate amount of protein to grow that area, right? Because your body needs to create the muscle from something. You need to supply it with what it needs, which is protein. So it's making sure you're getting protein in like 2 to 3 out of your 3 meals. So good amount of protein. That will really encourage and help your lift. Seeing the muscle growth there. That's our fitness chatty chat for the day. I realized in the first episode I kept saying I digress, which I don't say in life.
Yeah, I feel like you can never hear you say I digress.
So make sure if I say it at all today, you're like, stop.
You're like, don't say that.
I was like, I digress. And you were like, okay.
I didn't notice.
Oh God. Okay. Second topic. So it's meals, eating, lifestyle, all things around, and we'll divide it between office life and at home life.
Yes.
Right? That's the two. Are we missing any? You either
no,
go
I
to
think
an
that's
office.
the biggest, or even traveling. Like,
Let's incorporate that into the work from home.
yeah.
Okay. Like entrepreneur, like they're running, or maybe not, it doesn't matter what they're just running around.
Eating
they're
on the go.
Okay.
Yeah.
So first topic, eating around or in office space, or like, how can you still reach your fitness goals if you work a 9-to-5 job and you have to go to an office? I have a lot of clients that's the case for them. And they feel like, well, I can't intermittent fast because there's no refrigerator, or someone always brings in Dunkin' Donuts at freaking noon every day. That happened to me.
The morning bagels.
Oh, I'll never forget. I was an intern in New York City and I was in my cubicle and they would just bring these donuts and I would look at the donut and everyone knew I did fitness and stuff. So they'd be like, Allegra can't have that. And I'd be like, oh, and I really, okay, but now I want it.
Now I'm gonna have it. Thank you.
I'm like, wait, okay. No, but like totally. So there's this culture in the office that can make it pretty hard. So how do we want to talk about that? I mean, what would you say? Because you had to work at Oli for a little bit.
Yeah. My last job, I mean, I kind of like observed the Citibank headquarters was like next to where I was working. And so it was the same thing every single day at 12:30. The lines for the fast food, like takeout spots around Tribeca, like where I was working, were astronomical. They were so long. Everybody was going to, Chipotle, the Wendy's, there was a McDonald's, and it was just lines after lines after lines because it's convenient. People want convenience, and that's the first thing that they're going to go to is they're not going to go to like a corner deli, which we used to do, and make a wrap and put your protein in, put your vegetable in, maybe get on a whole wheat wrap. I'm going to run to the McDonald's across the street
or Chipotle,
or Chipotle.
Panera.
So it was there's not that many healthy options, unfortunately, but it's just taking a little bit more time and effort to find those healthy options that I think people don't want to do.
I think two parts. You could meal prep, right, and pack. Like I always say, if you're going to eat out, you only want it to be one of your meals. So if lunch is a social thing for you at your office and you need to do, like you said, and go to like a Chipotle, you want to make sure breakfast and dinner are okay.
Yeah.
I always say, like meal prepping breakfast. So like, is there a fridge in your office? If there is, make an egg wrap. Like at home in the morning, make a big, thick egg wrap. Like 5 egg whites, 1 egg, just wrap it up and then put it in your fridge. So if you guys have a fridge, meal prep that breakfast, I think, and get like a banana, boom.
Yep.
If you don't, you could do like your protein shake, kind of have that ready to go.
That's what I used to do. It was a protein shake. I bought one of those like little like kid like takes to school like lunch containers, and I used to make a wrap for lunch. I'd have my protein shake that I would have the protein powder in it already, and I'd fill it with water like later in the day if I was getting hungry, and then I'd eat that, and then you didn't need to run out to go to like a Chipotle because it was readily available. You had it already.
So then, the first thing we'll touch on is the meal prepping of having like a big lunch ready to go, breakfast, if you just really utilize that fridge that you have. But you're saying, well, what if I don't have a fridge and I have to go out? Like you said, finding that healthier option for lunch, like, just trying not to do fast food. If you live in New York City, those corner delis will save your life because you can get a huge wrap with like chicken, egg, tons of veggies, and just make it like a whole wheat wrap, rather than going to these fast food chains, which you obviously know are just going to be higher in calories. But the alternative is that, remember, a lot of these places are going to use those unhealthy oils we talked about. Even if you're getting chicken and veggies, just make sure it's not slathered in canola oil and sugary sauces.
Like their dressings, like I'm going to get a salad, but the dressing's going to be half the calories.
That's the biggest thing. Always look at your dressing calories. Not to sound crazy, people think salads are better for you. A lot of the time, a salad is like 800-900 calories because it's got a 500 calorie dressing on it. So just watch that dressing. You're sometimes better off with like a turkey wrap. Oh no, carbs, but at least it's not slathered in fats from a dressing. Lastly, high salt. So I can't do Chipotle because I don't want to retain so much water weight the rest of the day. Like you eat Chipotle and
it didn't used to be that salty.
It's getting worse.
When we used to go, when it first came, I swear it was not that salty.
You're right. I think you're right. Totally. And you eat and you're like, why do I feel so big and bloated? I don't like the taste of
it anymore because it is so salty. No. I love some salt, but that's...
I'd have it in a dirty marg or whatever.
Yeah, a dirty martini. It was extra dirty. That's what I'll give myself. Oh my God, yeah. I don't know. So guys, if you live anywhere that's going to have like a deli situation, I really recommend doing that for lunch. Oh my gosh. If you are someone that does your 9 to 5 and hey, like my day is kind of bleh. All I look forward to is my dinner with like my boyfriend or my fiance or like my significant other. And we want to have like a pasta dinner. And that's the only thing that I want to do that day. I say, okay. So I have a client, that's her case. She wants to go home and like enjoy her life. So I'm like, what does that look like for you in your office? So she does she cuts her carbs in the morning. She wants like a big pasta dinner at night. She's just going to do her protein shake, not with a banana or anything, just protein shake. She might do like a big one for breakfast because she's not a big breakfast eater. She's just going to be sitting all day. And then lunch is going to be like, again, a salad with a big chicken breast on top and just a lower calorie. So like a balsamic vinaigrette, something that's going to be only like 150 calories. Then she's going to go home and have that big pasta dinner. But you see how she kind of took her carbs out throughout the day. I think at lunch it could have had a wrap or something too. But like she made sure her breakfast didn't have carbs. She kind of like switched her pyramid. So I like to do my carbs in the morning, no carbs at night. She switches her pyramid so that she can still have her cake and eat it too and make it through her office day, Yeah.
So it's like really just trying to meal prep as
Planning.
best you can.
It's really planning.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like all offices have fridges. Also, get yourself a mini fridge for your desk. Like, make this happen. Like, bring a mini blender. I have a client, she's like, I don't like how icky it looks after I make my protein shake. She just doesn't like it. So, like, we're working on trying to find something that she can buy that can, like, make it right at her desk.
There was those, like, OWYN.
Yes.
OWYN. I love them. And
So
those, you could, like, pop in a mini fridge. They were like 30 grams of protein for like one like little drink. Like it was like really high, and the ingredients are really clean. So there are other options that you can grab out.
There's a lot. I think she just wanted something like bigger, you know, to maybe kind of make her feel more full in the morning. So we were actually looking up, like, Juice Press has some. It's all about your pyramid and your puzzle of macros. But guys, just trying to do some meal prepping in an office setting will save you. Because you just don't want to be like screwed and have to run to McDonald's. Yeah. Oh, no.
You can run to a grocery store, like anything else, please.
Grocery store. That's always a great idea.
Yeah.
Whole Foods. Working from home. So it's going to be kind of the opposite, right? You're just going to have all your stuff in your fridge. But that doesn't always mean you have more time to make food.
No, I have no time.
So meal prepping, there's still meal prepping that goes into that. I do get up and make myself like a fresh egg wrap in the morning at like 11. Then I just snack on something really easy in the middle of the day. You can already have veggies cooked in a container. You can have chicken cooked. The only meal prepping I'll do is my protein. I did a video on TikTok that's like how to kind of meal prep.
Salad?
Yes, you do it. I don't fully meal prep. I think that's just such, like, I don't know who fully meal preps unless they're,
I
like,
tried to, but it was just like, it was so time consuming. It was nice to have, but honestly, I liked, I think it was Trifecta, like those meals, like looking for a meal delivery service that was like very protein high.
Yeah.
Trifecta had like a great one. I found that was really convenient during the day working from home because I could just put it in a pan. Ingredients were very, very clean. It was really high in protein, and it was convenient.
That's a good option.
So at least you have something. You're not like grabbing for like maybe the unhealthy things that you have in the back of the cabinet. You're grabbing for, your protein high meals that are already made.
That's a good option. Meal prepping, like or having pre-made meals. But then I would say that one thing is just having like your protein prepped. So like you showed me, Blake showed me this little recipe because like I think chicken's just so gross to cook. So I boil it. I do this 2 times a week. I boil 2 chicken breasts. I'm shred it with 2 forks and then either make like a chicken salad with a light mayo, or I've been making a taco. Like
I need to try this still.
You just take a low sodium packet of taco seasoning, pour it in, and then I do low fat mayo in it too. And it's just this like delicious, like,
I have Blake make that
chicken
every week because I'm like, I need it. And it's so convenient. I'll just take a fork in the bowl. I'm like,
that you need. Guys, if you want to hit your protein gains and like have something prepped, just prep your chicken like that. And like,
or eggs. He does like an egg salad one too, where it's just like a bunch of hard boiled eggs, like honestly hard boiled, like a pack of eggs, and put them in the bowl. And then you can add like dill. You can add like your light mayo if you want, and then it's like an egg salad too.
I want that.
High in protein, clean ingredients, and it's convenient again.
That's so good. Okay, guys. So the moral here, I think, is just meal prepping, but not so much.
But not the crazy meal prepping. Like 16 containers full of chicken breast, broccoli, and rice.
It gives me anxiety, and like I love me some organization, but like
me too.
We're just not doing that.
No.
Ever. Like so guys, key is just meal prepping some protein, because that's where we typically go downhill. It's not in any other category. It's like we just end up being like, I'm not going to cook a protein, so I'll eat these crackers.
Or Blake's life, you'll order everything. Everything.
No ordering, guys.
No ordering.
Don't order food. I always say don't order food to your apartment. Just don't. You got to go walk to it. Got to go drive to it. And then you'll save a lot of money. It's a movement.
It's a movement.
Canceling DoorDash. Like later today, you like see them going to my building.
They're going to be in my apartment later. They're probably there right now, I'm sure.
Dropping off some Indian food for you and Blake.
Oh my God.
I'm dying. Okay. All right. Okay, so what else? Traveling. Last topic. Okay.
I noticed this. Okay, so I moved here to Miami a couple months ago, and a lot of my furniture was in Kansas, and I had to drive a U-Haul from Kansas to Florida. And driving that vehicle throughout the United States, there are no healthy options on the road. We travel a lot, like flying. There are no healthy options in airports. Some now, but like it is so hard to stay on your goals and stay eating healthy when you're on the go, when you're traveling.
So hard. It's bad.
You did a little series on this a while ago, like your airport series.
TikTok. It's so TikTok hate.
TikTok was the TikTok hate.
They're like, why are you taking the cheese out? I'm like, well, I'm lactose intolerant, so that's why. Don't come for me. Like, I don't get it. Okay, first thing we can just say is like, well, which fast food would you pick? I get that question
if I had to go.
If you had to pick, and I say, guys, Subway.
Subway, 100%. The amount of Subway sandwiches I ate on that drive back.
Because one,
breakfast,
it's not
lunch,
that
and
many,
dinner.
It's not that many calories if you do it right, and you just can do. Not saying to be this healthy, but I'm saying if you filled it with tons of veggies and like I've told them like 3 egg patties before. I've told them just like turkey.
Oh, mine was literally a whole wheat wrap, turkey, some spinach, maybe a little bit of light mayo, and like probably turkey bacon.
Fine.
Like that was it.
You know what? And like. Listen, guys, no one's sitting here saying that that's all organic and natural and great quality product. It's so sketchy, but we're talking weight loss right now. We're talking aesthetic goals. So if you do like a sandwich place, you're going to be best off, or a wrap place. I can't even like compare like a Wendy's and a chicken. What are they called? McDonald's. Oh,
like the chicken sandwiches, crispy chicken sandwiches or whatever.
Just
a Baconator from Wendy's.
Everybody just look for a wrap place, okay? Wraps or sandwiches, because you can build it. That's all I'm going to even say about fast food. Airports have been kind of crushing it. With some,
there's like those little
airports.
vending machines. Have you seen those vending machines that have like salads? You like put in your little thing and the salad like pops out. Honestly, that's the healthiest thing I've seen in an airport in the last like 10 years. Like, but they're chopping up. I'll
even though like the first ingredient is like dextrose, like something that's not even like real, but at least, God, it's terrible.
Food coloring red, 40, 20, and 60.
The best thing actually would be, again, not meal prepping, but bringing your own food. I always bring like baggies of snacks on the air. You know, you can bring food through the security. People don't realize that. You can't bring water bottles. You can bring sandwiches.
I was gonna say, I've seen them toss a couple of my waters. I just purchased.
Oh, no, you cannot bring a water. No, you can't bring anything over 3 ounces.
Oh, yeah.
When you flying private.
That's why I check it. No, that's why I check a bag. I'm not traveling light.
Like 6 bottles of wine.
Me traveling light?
No.
Forget about it.
No, but you can bring food, guys. Pack sandwiches, pack snacks. Like, try to avoid eating at an airport. Like, just try to avoid those things if you can. Kind of doing maybe a little bit research ahead of time. So when you are in new cities, just like finding that place that you can find that like deli where you can make your own sandwich, like preparing around like where to go ahead of time. So knowing like where you could stop and this and that. Okay, let's talk like travel though, in more of like, like a corporate setting. I mean, it's gonna be the same thing. Preparing ahead of time where you're going to eat, meal prepping a little bit, and then
if you're doing like corporate dinners out, just again like you said with your client, just navigating your menu, pre-planning your meals for your day.
Grocery store, because a lot of hotels do still have refrigerators, so you can just like go to the grocery store and get really simple foods, like simple chicken breast. It's like a little got some kind of seasoning on it, simple side of veggies. Someone asked me like just how to stay with your workouts while traveling. I always say pack booty bands. My booty bands, because they're the fabric ones, and they're the best because those ones are
fabric.
I mean, I just did a workout this morning. I just taught one with my bands. I mean, you die. They're so strong. They're
so strong.
Pack booty bands when you travel.
Especially you're like extra.
Gosh.
Oh my God. They're large. Yeah.
Just know if there's a gym ahead of time in the hotel, like check that out. See if you can go for runs and it's safe around the hotel. Lastly, just get that booty band in, get your workouts in your hotel room.
Airports have restaurants in them. Again, that goes back to like navigating your menu, just making sure that you're being conscious when you're ordering and you're not just ordering out of convenience. You're doing it to continue to meet your goals.
Yeah, definitely. I'm trying to think of what we should talk about for next time. We should probably bring back another menu, like another specific restaurant. Should we tear apart Carbone? No, like poor guys. We should leave them alone. I know.
Yeah.
We'll think about another restaurant, that menu that we'll discuss, guys. If you want to DM either of us and ask for a specific restaurant, like we would love to do it that way as well.
Yeah.
All right, doll. I think we need to go take naps because we're a little tired from last night.
Well, it'll be fun.
It is Saturday today. We made it here, guys. But please, yes, follow us both at Allegra Paris Bikini Body.
And at Dalton T. Evans.
DM us with any questions or topics you want to hear about, guys. And make sure to subscribe to the Bikini Body Podcast. Apple Podcast, Spotify, guys, YouTube. We're going to be everywhere.
We'll see you soon.
Bye.